expectations of you that you're not capable of, no matter how much they expect from you, it doesn't make you capable just because they expect it. If I expect you to run down the street and you have no legs, or you're okay, fine, you're fat. If I expect you to run down the street and you're fat, you're fat. Although you are fat, according to you, you're still capable of at least trying to run. I have legs, so I'm capable of trying to run. I will hurt myself badly if I do, but.
Me too. The next day, I'll be sore as fuck.
Oh, it won't be the next day. I have back issues. Every impact goes straight up my spinal column.
You telling me you can't run a marathon? Pussy.
Dude, I'm telling you, I can't run 3 steps.
I'm fucking with you.
I know. All right, so you said she wants to be queen of a tribe. I left the conversation. I figured she was pretty, so you were probably going to listen to her just because she was pretty.
I listen to everybody.
Almost.
Yeah.
Not quite the same. Pretty close.
I don't listen to sex offenders, though.
Well, you know what? A lot of the people I'm trying to turn in are sex offenders, but nobody helps me turn them in. They just let them call me mentally ill and fucking do whatever they want. Robert Franklin Warnick is a registered sex offender in the state of Nebraska. I went to the police about him repeatedly, but I was being forced to go to cops who'd committed crimes. It's just like you. Everybody's a bunch of pussies who only care about themselves.
I think I'm dying from the inside. Like the fucking devil's inside of me right now.
That sounds schizophrenic as fuck. What the hell did you eat?
No, Monday, I legit thought I was gonna die.
You got the Rona?
No.
You told me you didn't have it yesterday. You told me that you tested, but I'm just asking because it's looking like that's a lot of spit.
But when I had the Rona, it was like this chunky, like different. This is just like I need an exorcism.
Damn snot rocket.
And when I take you know that stuff that you can take for your nose?
Nasonex or something?
No, they made it illegal.
They did?
No, the stuff. Pseudoephedrine.
Oh. Well, I don't fuck with that shit. That's what they put in meth.
Until you add fucking sulfuric acid and fucking battery acid and fucking...
Still tests the same.
Huh?
It still tests the same.
What do you mean?
You take Sudafed and then...
It only has ephedrine.
Yeah.
It's only ephedrine.
But they don't care. It still tests.
Well, they can fucking test me all they want. All I took was fucking pseudoephedrine and I can buy it at the pharmacy.
Yep.
Yeah. But when I take that, I feel great for like 6 hours. All this shit starts coming out of me.
Well, here's the thing.
It's the devil, man.
I need help stopping the abuse, and that's not going to happen as long as people don't bother to try to understand anything about me. I end up listening to a lot of people's stories about them. And it's not that I don't care about them, it's that I can't take care of myself. I am stuck in survival mode over abuse that people don't want to hear about. They just want to talk about themselves. You tell me little bits and your pieces of your story all the time.
Nothing, really.
Now my question is, what are you planning on doing with your story?
My story is my story.
That wasn't a straight answer.
Well,
I should say that's not a straight reply because I wasn't looking for an answer. You were volunteering information. Big difference.
keep my story locked in a closet because if I expose my story, people would think I was mentally ill.
You are mentally ill.
No, I'm not.
I only mean that as an insult.
Because I got the devil inside of me.
Well, that makes you sound schizophrenic, and I know you think it's funny and sarcastic, but yeah, like I'm legit. I've got serious issues that I need help with, and I
it'd
need
take
someone
them,
to care.
6 months to diagnose me, anyways.
It does take 6 months to diagnose, and that's the point.
By then, I would probably give up on it. So then I wouldn't be schizophrenic anymore, right?
Well, you wouldn't be a schizophrenic to begin with because you're only pretending.
I'm not pretending.
Oh, you are schizophrenic?
No, I literally think the devil's inside of me.
Yeah, that would be delusional.
How many YouTube videos do you get? Thousands?
How many do I have,
You
or
get
how many were made about me? I don't get paid.
They don't pay you yet?
No, I'm not monetized. I don't know how to do any of that stuff anyway. I don't have any help with any of that. That's what I keep saying. I'm fucking disabled and not good at that shit.
Neither, dude. I can barely use my fucking cell phone.
Exactly.
Like, to record everybody, couldn't do it.
I only have that ability because somebody else helped me do it. The only reason I have emails is because people helped me to do it. The only reason I have a Facebook is because people helped me. I am fucking computer illiterate.
I went off Facebook. That place is possessed.
It's bad for sure.
It's fucking evil, dude. It's the book of many faces. And
It's the only place where I can contact any of my loved ones anymore. Maybe, if I'm lucky.
Where's your mom at? You still talk to your mom?
No, my mom hasn't done anything good for me my entire life. Her idea of helping me is ripping me off.
Yeah, that's good.
It's not. My dad's a fucking idiot. He's one of those guys who's got stereotypical ideas of autism. He thinks that because he saw Rain Man once, that because his son is autistic, that I can magically do these number of things and he'll gamble and make a bunch of money. And it doesn't help that I got lucky and told him to spend $5 on a machine in Las Vegas and he made a couple $1,000s off of it. So then he thinks that I have this magical brain that can magically read these machines, and he's asking me which ones I should go to next while he's telling me, oh, here's your $5 back. I couldn't in good conscience spend your money. Yeah.
You want to go to the horse races with me?
No, I don't. You'll lose your money. I'm not Rain Man, dude.
I'm fucking I'm sorry, it's not.
I know.
I'm no fucking wise ass.
But the thing is, I don't need a wise ass. I need someone to actually take it seriously.
With a tight ass?
Come on. See, now that's the thing. I'm telling you something that's important.
I'm listening. I'm actually absorbing what you're saying while being a wise ass.
Well, one of the things about autistic people is we tend to absorb our environment.
You remember Doug Beeler?
No, but that's changing the subject.
No, I told you about him. So he's a peer. No. I bet Angel could help you. I'm gonna ask her. Because she's a peer support worker that doesn't work with any of the... See, Doug works for TFCC, right? That's what it's called, Tillamook Family, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so here's what I need. I need a civilian who cares about my safety and well-being to go in with me and explain that I am at risk, my life is at risk, and that people around me are also at risk. I only record because I have to. You know, with Christian coming up to my vehicle night after night, pissing on my vehicle and all sorts of stuff, I have to be nice to him, because if I get a bad reputation among the meth head groups here, then they'll fucking vandalize my shit, and I've been through that. There's a reason that I'm so nice to these people who everybody tells me there's nothing left of them.
She might be a good resource for you.
I've tried to, but she's got her own stuff, remember? Like, anybody could go in with me. They just need to stop pawning me off on everybody else. Nobody cares about me. I get it.
No, I do. That's why I talk to you every day. That's why I give you a hug. Because I care.
If people cared, they'd help turn it in, though. They'd understand. They would try to understand my disabilities and work with me instead of talking over me and talking over my disabilities and telling me to go to somebody else. You know, I don't have a voice. I'm able to speak, but that doesn't mean people are going to hear me, and that's the problem.
So when you went to Tillamook Hospital, Deputy Reese,
No.
what was his name?
The first one, or the first time I went to the Tillamook Hospital, it was not Lohan,
Lossman?
yeah, that guy. But see, that right there is one of the things where if I have to tell the story, I can't remember these names because there's literally hundreds of officers, hundreds of people that I've talked to. There's dozens and dozens just in
Okay.
Tillamook.
So, if you can boil it down to instances, find 5 instances.
Here, stop telling me what to do and understand.
No,
I need an
I'm-
environment to do it, please.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing. Is that,
I don't have an environment.
and
You
that's
can sit in the laundry. You're more than welcome to charge your devices in there, your computer in there.
yes,
Oh,
sir.
but then you need Wi-Fi.
Well, I don't necessarily. I don't need Wi-Fi to charge my stuff. The thing is that I need someone to go in. I can try to hook up my Wi-Fi on my phone to the computer, but the computer has to be plugged in or it won't work.
Yeah.
The other thing is that the ambient noise in the environment will shut me down and prevent me from even being able to think.
What if
That's
I give
thing-
you headphones?
I do have headphones and I've done that. I've got a few headphones in here. They'll end up buried and I'll have to dig them out. I have a pair in here somewhere.
Yeah.
That's the problem with me living like this, is that I had a place and it was all taken away from me because I didn't have a friend or family member, so none of these agencies felt they had to do their job. That's the mentally ill thing. Like with your brother, when you had to go talk to him and say, hey, this is not okay, I don't have a family to say that, hey, that's not okay. And when I try to explain it to my family, well, I don't have one. They're not going to listen. So I try to be friendly with people and hope that I'll find somebody who actually does care enough to put a stop to this. To say, hey, he is disabled.
So where I'm trying to get at is I don't know electronics. I don't know, you have evidence and you say you need a place to charge your computer and use your computer to go
Yes.
through your evidence.
They're supposed to provide that because of my disability. That's why I need someone to go in who listens to me and understands my disabilities, because they're supposed to provide it. You're not supposed to be providing it. I'm not supposed to have to ask you for that. A friend and family member goes in when I'm abused and they're supposed to help me through that, not send me around to Tillamook Family Counseling Center for them to take their cut of the government's money that's not even the government's money. You're working for a living. You're paying those fucking taxes to pay for that medical insurance that I have, that they take my insurance card and set me up 30 days later. No, by law, they're supposed to do something immediately, and they're all breaking the law because I go in by myself and nobody cares. Even if I record it, they're not going to watch the recordings. And then they say, all right, well, I have to believe everything that you say and you have to show me every piece of evidence. If your son came to you and said, hey, Dad, my teacher raped me, how long would it take you to do something? Not very long. How long does it take me to get someone to care?
Okay, I'm trying to think of a way that I can help you, because I have to work.
You're right, exactly. That's one of the big things, is that is a lot of the major issues with people not helping me. They're poor, they're broke, they're afraid of the police, or they've gone in alone and they think that it's always going to be like that, or they get lied to by the police and they don't bother to look up the laws. They're like, well, the cop says this, and they just believe it because it's a cop. You know how cops get busted lying? The person who's being victimized, the most victimized people, have families that turn it in. Clearview, I tried to turn them in alone. Nothing happened.
Where's
I tried.
Clearview?
Clearview is in Johnstown, Colorado.
That's a county or?
No, Johnstown is a town. It's in Larimer County, Colorado, and Clearview is a behavioral health center. They killed a man named Tibor Hatay. They were also keeping people for longer than they should have to get Medicare and Medicaid money. They were also accepting literally anybody the officers brought there and said something to them. They would say, all right, well, we'll fucking take them and we'll give you what you want. Clearview is closed down now. It took a friend or family member to shut that down and to get it started. There's newspaper articles and all sorts of stuff about it.
But Clearview?
Clearview Behavioral Health, yep. I was sent there because Waylon Lolatai had assaulted me over Natalie Bollinger's death. They were trying to paint me as a violent and volatile person.
So I'll look at, what I can do is I can look at some stuff like this Clearview, and I'll start looking up stuff so that, because if I go at something, I want to go at something where I know my rights and the person that I'm standing behind's rights.
Yes, and that's the problem, is that I got my name slandered, and instead of people looking at the evidence, they're like, dude, if I sat down with you, if I had the time to sit down with my computer and plug it in and show it to you, you'd realize there's no way in hell you're going to be able to do that. There's too much. There's 6 years of it that has to be gone through. You could find stuff on the internet. You could find Clearview and you could literally find it now and realize I'm telling the truth. You could look up the name Waylon Lolatai right now and realize I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, I don't think you're lying. Like, I watched the Natalie Bollinger stuff, and people just acted upon impulse,
They still act on impulse, though.
Yeah. And it's wrong. And it's called defamation of character.
And gaslighting, but no matter how much people tell me that, I'm called mentally ill, which means without a friend or family member to go in and say, hey, you need to look at this evidence, they're not going to look at it. They're going to blow me off like they have been. I have evidence of these felonies because everybody makes me go in alone and makes excuses for 4 fucking years. 6 years now. 6 years of literally every person that I talk to disrespecting me as a human being, making jokes over serious shit, telling me that they'll help me with shit, and then if I invest this resources and that resource and go here and go there, they never help me to do it. They only tell me what to do. People need to stop telling me what to do and listen to me.
I know. So I'm going to try to research to try to figure out how that I can help you. And know what I'm doing, because I'm no attorney or nothing, So, but if I go at somebody, I want to not go at them sideways, and then I'm the one that looks like a dumbass because I don't.
And that's the point. That's the problem with people calling somebody fucking mentally ill and gaslighting them until I have nothing. I have to wait on somebody else to have the time. That's the problem with trying to get people to look at evidence. They're not going to look at it.
In the morning, and I'll fucking research this.
That's what I do. I research the laws. The reason that I know this stuff is because that's all I can do. That is literally all I can do. I don't get to take a break from it. I try to watch YouTube videos to distract myself from it, but literally I have no friends to hang out with and do fun shit with. I don't have any money to do that stuff. I obviously can't. All right, let me ask you this. If we were to go to the Department of Health and Human Services today, could you tell them honestly that I can't take care of myself?
Like, I think that you're in a emotional crisis from the trauma that you've been through, and it makes you unable to currently take care of yourself. Yes.
And that's the thing, is that I'm still enduring the trauma.
Yeah.
The trauma came from me being abused and being taken advantage of because I'm disabled.
Yeah, but see how I didn't use the word mentally ill. I used emotional trauma.
Yep.
That you're in an emotional. It's not that there's something mentally wrong with you. It's that you're in
It's that literally nobody will listen to me and understand that I need a friend or family member to go in with me. That's what I need. I need a friend or family member to go in with me. My physical disabilities do exist. If I have to sit down with somebody, you should look at the hundreds of people who have done exactly what you're doing. That they'll eventually make time. They might be able to make time. They do care. But in the time that they're taking to care, in their dear sweet time, these agencies need to help me. It's their job. I have the paperwork. I am disabled. I get the check. It all gets taken from me because people take advantage of my disabilities. Now, you're not going to be able to investigate all of these crimes. Some of the crimes you're not going to be able to look at unless you help me to dig stuff out of my vehicle because I can't do it for myself. Do you think that I can physically take care of myself?
Not with the means that you have.
Not with the body that I have.
So you need like a caretaker?
Yes, and they've been taking advantage of the fact that nobody tries to understand that. None of my friends and family cared. Once I became disabled, they didn't bother to find out that I was disabled. They just made fun of me and told me to go get a job. When people beat me up, they tell me to let it go. And then when they do it again, I'm told to let it go. With that Farnsworth guy, I've got recording after recording after recording, but I never get past the explaining it to people because they're busy telling me, oh, well, I don't understand how. Well, if somebody did that to your friends or family, what would you do? Everybody tells me they'd beat them up. The thing is that I've got thousands of recordings, thousands of crimes that have been committed against me.
But I don't believe in beating people up anymore. Like, I'm past that in my life.
And see, that's the thing, is that everybody else is not past that. And you still talk about it, which makes me suicidal the moment you say something like that. Right. Especially because it's such a serious situation.
Why?
Talking about stomping people. I know that it's just...
I've done it before, but it's not who I want to be today.
Right, and that's the thing, is that who I was is the person that people keep telling me to be. No, who that person was never got heard. I don't get heard unless I honk my horn like an idiot, scream at the top of my lungs, or threaten to fucking hurt somebody the way they're threatening to hurt me or actually hurting me.
Robert Farnsworth.
Yep. But the important part here is no longer those predators. The police made sure that those predators got away. The important part is that they are taking advantage of a disabled and at-risk adult, and that it has cut me off from resources. It cut me off from being able to go to Fred Meyer's. It cut me off from being able to go to McDonald's. It cut me off from being able to see my friends and family all the way in Colorado. This same exact activity. I beg people to look. I can't show them from inside of my car. I have to work around their schedules and their families and their lives. But the thing is, if you care about somebody and they're being abused, why can't someone help them to turn it in? I didn't ask to be separated from my loved ones by slander or for them to listen to my predators, because my predators were there and I wasn't. I was cut off from being able to have my phone number because Natalie and Alicia's present to me for my birthday was a broken phone of Natalie's that didn't fucking work. You know why me and Natalie and Alicia stopped being friends? Because I got fucking dehydrated on my birthday, and all of that evidence shows that. And I run around explaining to people, hey, the important part isn't for you to look at 6 years worth of fucking evidence video by fucking video. You can look at a few of them and realize that it's there, but you need to look more importantly to how much there fucking is. Let me show you how much paper evidence that I have. If I can dig it out, because my back is it's fucking buried in here.
Why don't you, because I'll be here tomorrow, instead of causing yourself more pain, work on it slowly.
I can't work on it slowly.
I know, but don't do it out of emotional distress and cause yourself more pain.
Everything is emotional distress because I need to get this shit turned in before the statute of limitations is over. all that stuff they did in Hood River, all that stuff that they did in the Dalles, and every time I'm told to move on, they're allowing people to harm at-risk adults nationwide because nobody cares. They say mentally ill and it casts doubt on the victim. That's all they do. And instead of looking at evidence, it's just cast doubt, slander me in court dates that I'm not allowed to go to. Like literally every night that I have to try to beg people to care, all I can do is think about killing myself every moment of every day. Because people, instead of trying to understand that I've been bullied to the point that I have nothing, I can't do the things that they're asking. I had the tools and the materials and a place to do it, but nobody wanted to understand I have no voice because of the mentally ill thing. I am too easy to take advantage of.
I'm gonna try to find somebody that you can talk to that could help you back and that I would trust to talk to you. Okay?
I need someone to go in with me to see that my rights are observed.
I know.
See, the difference between you and those people there is that you are wanting me to do everything for you that I need them to do.
I don't want you to do anything for me. I haven't asked you to do anything for me. Ever.
You said you needed to see that stuff and research all of it. There's a lot to research.
Yeah, but like to understand something and to go out and attack a government agency, you have to be well
I'm not
informed.
attacking a government agency, and I am well informed.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
not asking you
okay,
to
but-
attack the government
I
agency.
know, but I'm not saying attack, but I mean like when I go at something, I go at something full force.
Mandated reporters don't do their jobs. Here's what I need. When I tell a mandated reporter that I have been harmed, they
Yeah.
need to get a hold of APS and law enforcement. That's their job. They don't need any evidence to get it initiated. What they need is to not break the law, and they're only breaking the law because every time I go in alone. I am informed of the law. I know the law. I've been researching this for years. I've been jumping through the hoops for years. The problem is no matter how much evidence I collect and the amount of time that it takes someone to give a shit to go in with me to make sure my rights are observed, that they don't blow me off, all right? They need to... My safety, the safety of the evidence. Those are the two most important things.
But you can't give up your evidence. You have to like copy it and email it to them. or something.
That's the problem, is that they're forcing me to do that. No, I don't. They have the facilities there for that. Their excuse last time was that their copy machine didn't work. I've got all of it recorded.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to understand, like, because if like you would like to turn into abuse, you would have to keep your evidence because you're keeping it safe.
Yeah.
But they need to have the evidence, so they need their own copy.
Yes, exactly. That's where we go in and we explain to them, I don't have the ability to do that. For me to go in, when I go into my storage unit, all right, the maximum amount of trips I can make up and down those stairs is 4, and it's hell. When I have to walk with my backpack up into the library and back, it's hell. My hospital paperwork shows that I have back injuries. I've got actual video footage on my YouTube channel of me being assaulted by officers, being bullied, being chastised. Like literally, in order for me to get hurt, I have to break the law if I don't have a friend or family member to go with me. I need them to at least know the mandated reporter laws. That's more important because they are mandated reporters who are not doing their jobs. When they talk over me and send me to another agency and I tell them I've been there, they broke the law, that's it. They need to stop trying to send me to that place. It's a felony at that point. If I tell them that the police harmed me in this town and they send me to the police to turn in the police play head games. Because I don't have a friend or family member. I don't have an advocate. I don't have any of that. They've sent me around in circles for 6 months. And the thing is that whole 6 months, I'm literally going to all of these places by myself. Plus, there's people who promise to help me if I do this and I do that and I record that. I record that it's these people being on fucking drugs all the time, most of the time, that prevents them from doing anything. But I have to rely on them because everybody else wants to not follow the law and not understand. They want to make it about them and their story. And
But if you don't,
it needs to be about the evidence.
I'm gonna go check on my laundry.
All right. The person who goes in with me doesn't have to see all the evidence. What they have to do is go in and see to it that my rights are observed, that the evidence and my safety are taken into account, and my disabilities. Because that's the thing, these predators all got away with it by taking advantage of my disabilities when it suited them, pretending that it didn't exist when it suited them. And as far as the 2 places that the cops tried to have me diagnosed as schizophrenic at, like you said, takes 6 months. An officer cannot diagnose somebody as schizophrenic. Especially when it's an officer that I tried to turn in. Especially when I literally had to go to YouTube about the abuse. Because my friends made me go in every time. That's how they operate under color of law. That is the reason that someone goes in with you. So they don't operate under color of law. You know what color of law is? It means if you go in by yourself, they can lie to you all they want and tell whatever fucking story they want. That's color of law. That's why disabled people need a friend or family member every time. If they try to send us to another agency, no, they do not have the right to send us to another agency.
So basically, though, because like what I need to understand, right, is because this has happened like in such a broad spectrum of places, you know, and it's like the city police tell you, because I've watched it on your YouTube, that, you know, they don't have jurisdiction to investigate in this place or whatever. And it's like, okay, but whether or not you have to file the report. Okay, so there's got to be like some federal person that can meet with you that is.
Yes, and this is all stuff that I'm aware of. It's eventually going to be the FBI. But here's the thing, I've got...
Yeah, but like all these crimes against you need to be investigated, right? And it's
Yes.
like, so we need to figure out how to get you to the upstairs, because as
Adult
citizen,
Protective Services.
Adult and Protective Services.
Yes, that's what I've been saying all night. I need someone to go in with me and explain to Adult Protective Services. And they also have to know that Adult Protective Services will outright lie to you if you don't know your rights. That's why I try to get people to focus on the knowing their rights part. That's why I try to get them to understand my disabilities by teaching them stuff about autism. But people want to argue with me over it and tell me that they have a cousin who's autistic. They got an uncle who's autistic. You know?
So the video that you want me to watch is called what? Can I take a picture of it?
Give me a second. Fucking Farbignugan.
Because I'm a space cowboy, I forget.
Yeah, I'm